Senator-Elect, it's good to see you here. Congratulations on the win as well. Let's start out and kind of lay the groundwork for our viewers here. You are a machinist, a union president, an Air Force veteran who still talks like a shop floor guy, not necessarily a polished politician. But how much of your win do you credit to your actual policies versus identity politics and people being able to relate to you?
Well, I still talk like a guy on the shop floor because I am. And being that I'm going from the shop floor to the Senate floor, I'm going to carry those issues of working people with me. So it's not just about my background, but it's also about the stuff that I live daily, about these affordability issues, lowering costs that need to be championed.
And what do you people are trying to dissect this win and say,
Mhm.
wow, what did you do there that other Democrats across the state can try to replicate? What do you think that your key to success was?
I think the key is to have your own identity and your own really tailored message to the constituents in the area you're at, being hyper local. I mean, I'm a Democrat, but I'm a Texan first, and I'm before that I was an Air Force veteran, and I was served as a union leader. This is why I got a team that all lives right here. So whenever I say hyper local, I mean it. I got talent from Tarrant County. Our vendors are Texas based. I based this campaign on Texas. That was a huge advantage. So I really can't speak to other Democrats. I can only say that as a Texan and as a hardworking, man, I know that hard work paid off because I stayed local. I stayed on message. I didn't focus on the campaign of outrage or culture wars. I stuck to working Texas issues, public education, and lowering taxes like property tax and lowering costs in general.
Did you have a campaign consultant that you worked with?
No campaign consultant. I didn't get any out of state campaign consult. I got a campaign manager based here in Tarrant County.
I read that you grew up as a Republican in a blue collar family. Is your family still Republican?
They are, yeah. We
What
don't agree on
so
everything, but I mean, we find what we can agree on. That's again, my campaign is more based in unity because we won't agree on everything. No one does. But if we find what we can agree on, I mean, if you don't mind, it's really about community, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. We all live in this community. We all live in Senate District 9. I remember the first community I recognized was whenever I was a young kid. My mom was did hair and nails at a salon local, and if I wasn't at school, I'd be in that salon. I saw how everyone was friendly. Didn't really talk about politics. They just asked how you were doing, and they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up.
what'd you tell them?
Well,
A
I was
state
obsessed with
senator?
dinosaurs, but I think what I wanted to be was a firefighter.
Okay, all right. Um, you were successful in getting not only independents in the state that lean to the right, but getting
Mhm.
Republicans to cross over and vote for you. Was that simply because of your message, do you think?
It very well could be. I would say building trust with all folks in the Senate district, regardless of party lines, is key to winning. Because when you are trying to be a leader and a servant, you have to show up and talk about issues that affect both sides. That's critical. We showed up where a lot of Democrats wouldn't go. And I think that's important to note as well. The thing is you have to build bridges, you have to show respect to everyone and build that trust.
Why not get into social issues, identity politics? I mean, fear sells, and both parties know that very well. Why not take that avenue at all?
I have no doubt that it sells. But what I'm selling is solutions. And I have no business getting into the nitty gritty of these things that distract from whenever. Because here's the thing: it's first off, it's not in my nature, not how my parents raised me. I swore that I would focus on the issues. And when I'm on a campaign trail and I have people coming up to me saying, there's people deciding between medicine in rent or medicine and food. That's what's really hurting us here. People are already afraid. Things aren't getting any better. People are not having the same buying power. We're having affordability issues. And so, if why would I betray the people that elected me by sticking to and not sticking to my message whenever that's what they elected me for? They don't want the campaigns of outrage. I wanted my campaign to be a place of resolve and be someone people can count on.
The special election you won will fulfill the rest of Kelly Hancock's term, so it goes until next January. And then you have to run again in November for
Hmm.
the full 4-year term. You'll
Yeah.
face Lee Wamsgana again on the ballot, but you have less than a year, 9 months until that actually happens. You're going to be a target now for Republicans. Are you going to need to go out and get big money to get behind you?
Well, I already was a target, and I've already been outspent in 2 elections, and I won both of those. They've spent millions against me, and they'll continue to spend millions against me, but they will never outwork me. That's something I want to make clear. It's hard work, like the people who clock in early, leave late every single day, and keep the state running. I want to match their energy because I want to work as hard or harder than them. And in this campaign, that's what we're doing. I mean, I I think they're also probably worried because I'm talking about campaign finance reform. Because no billionaire should be able to send millions of dollars to a candidate to fund an election. To me, that's not right. I think that grassroots and organic organizing and community outreach is the way you should win a campaign. That's how I won mine, and that's how I'm going to win it again in November.
Will your campaign change at all between now and November? The campaign you won with?
I certainly don't plan on changing what's working. So, no.
Why change it, right? Your campaign made it a point to knock on 30,000 doors. That was imperative. I read to to you and to your
Hmm.
staff as well, and the success that came from it. Is that right?
That's 100% correct.
Um, a couple last questions here. Texas Democrats want to replicate your win in districts all across the state. Can they do that? Is this win transferable at all?
I can only speak to my district and what I did. I would say that do they want to do the work? Because if they do, of course there's a chance. They have the same opportunity I did. People told me all the time it couldn't be done, you can't do it. And I said, well, my issues are, or the issues that I'm championing are focused on everyone. And if I can build that trust, and it's by doing the work, I knew I could do this, and they can too if they're willing to do the work.
When you've heard from other Democratic officials over the past few recent days, what have they wanted to know from you?
Do you mind repeating that?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure you've heard from plenty of Democratic officials over the past few days. What have they primarily been asking?
Well, the same question you're asking me, if I'm being honest, and I gave them the exact same answer.
Just on how they can take lessons learned from your district.
Correct. And there's no secrets here. I'm saying it right here on television. I've been saying it, and there's no secret sauce. That you got to do the work.
Well, what else can you think of that we haven't asked you that people have asked you, that constituents have asked you, or that you want to point out? What else is out there?
Hmm. Well, I would say my biggest point of contention out here is these public schools that are under attack here in Texas. The vouchers are not going to work. They haven't even been fully rolled out yet, and we are going to face the repercussions of it when it is. The Keller ISD split was a bad political move, and we're going to see public schools continuing to be under attack. And again, I have no problem with setting high standards for our public schools. We should. But we got to make sure that they get the funding to meet those standards. Otherwise, it's sabotage. And the vouchers are going to do some of that and maybe more. We have to make sure that we end the school vouchers. I don't believe we should be sending public money to private institutions with little to no oversight. This is worrisome for me. We need to keep local control of schools, our public schools, locally. because public schools are have much better standards than the private schools. So I just want to clarify, it is not about school choice. It's about public schools needing to be as great as they should be and attract the best talent.
Let me ask you one more question about that.
Sure.
We just saw some new number. Um, we just saw some brand new numbers from the comptroller's office, the person you succeeded here, Kelly Hancock, and he says in the first 36 hours or so of school vouchers going live for parents to apply, there have been 46,000 people sign up. Legislature only set aside enough money for 100,000 people to sign up. There seems like there's a lot of interest in this in the early hours here. Are Democrats wrong on this issue?
Well, I'd be more curious who is actually signing up. That's the question we should ask. Are they wealthy families that are already having their kids in private schools and charter schools? We need to find out. We need to look into this.
Senator-elect, it's good to see you. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much for having me.